How's it going, guys? This is Isolated here, bringing you Week 9 Team Builder for the PMC against the Sydney Krookodiles, aka Sharpino. He is in our division. This is the second time we were battling him this season, and I'm guessing the last time. I mean, even if we both make playoffs, we probably aren't gonna battle each other. But who knows? Really, who knows? So anyway, here we are against him again. Last time we battled him was, I believe it was week 3. We picked up the win there, but it was very close. So I can definitely see him getting revenge on us this week. So yeah, that's basically, that's that. So anyway, I'm just gonna go over his team. He made a few swaps from the last time we battled him, so I'm just gonna get into his team here. If you can hear some background noise, I apologize about that. Nothing I can do about it though. So first up, Talonflame, very scary. He can set up Sword Stance. It can even be defensive for my Mega Scizor and just things like that. So I definitely gotta watch out for that. Like with Flame Body or something. It gets Roost, it gets Priority Brave Bird. It's just really versatile and it's very scary to deal with. So that's a thing. So next up, Mega Sableye, very bulky. It can recover, it can set up with Calm Mind, it can do a bunch of different things. Only thing is it's a bit passive, which you're gonna see in my team building scheme. I'm really gonna try to capitalize on his passive mons. So anyway, that's pretty bulky. Only weakness is Fairy, so that's that. Next up is Suicune. Again, very passive, but it is very bulky. It's not passive if it sets up a Calm Mind, because then it has +2 special attack. Then it can hit really hard with those Scalds or whatever. If it brings HP Fire, that's even worse. So yeah, that's a thing. Next up is Krookodile. Very, very scary. It's his mascot. He likes to use it. By the way, he's brought Talonflame every single week so far, I believe. I'm 98.2% sure that he's brought Talonflame every week, because I checked on the sheets. So anyway. Yeah. He's got the Crook there. Very, very scary, very intimidating. Get it? Because that's one of his abilities. But Scarf Moxie Krookodile could definitely put in work against my team. So we gotta watch out for that. Next up, Deblade. He actually traded Deblade. He traded away Bisharp and got Deblade, which, if you look at my team, it's actually pretty scary, because it does get Shadow Sneak for my Gengar. It can set up on things like my Slowking or my Magnezone or stuff like that. So I definitely gotta keep that thing away. So yeah, that's that. Next up is his biggest threat, which was, in my opinion, like I said, it was his biggest threat in week 3. It's still his biggest threat against my team, because with HP Fire, which I really think is gonna bring, it honestly just runs through my team. So I really don't have a switch in. The only thing is that Whimsicott is a Fairy type, so it can't freely Draco. But still, it's like, it's still very scary, because Sludge Wave destroys me, his other stab, so he could just go for Sludge Wave. But I do have 2 Steel types on the team, so I might want HP Fire. So, and yeah, HP Fire is good for both my Steel types and Whimsicott, but at the same time, that won't be able to hit Slowking too well. So if he plays it really well, he'll probably just be able to destroy me with it. But anyway, next up is Uxie. Uxie is a very bulky Psyche type. It can set up rocks. It can get Fire Punch. It can U-turn. T-Wave. It's just pretty scary, to be honest. I do have Gengar and Greninja, my offensive duo that just destroys Psyche types, but he might bring it. Even though Gengar and Greninja are on my team, like he still might bring it just for rocks. But anyway, next up is Celebi, another Stealth Rock setter. Grass Psyche type. It might come with HP Fire, but to be honest, I have answers for it on my team. Again, like Greninja and Gengar both handle it pretty well. If he doesn't bring HP Fire, I have Mega Scizor there. And Whimsicott is kind of a check. So that's that. He might bring it. Gets a lot of good coverage moves, but he might not at the same time. So next up is that Aromatisse. Aromatisse, he actually didn't have. He had a Garbodor last time we battled him. He didn't bring the Garbodor, but after our battle, he traded Garbodor for Aromatisse. Seeing here he already has a poison type in Dragalge, a very bulky poison type. In Dragalge, he wanted a fairy because Specs Kyurem is too good against the team, so he definitely wanted to be able to stop that. Seeing how it was definitely not having a fairy is definitely a hole in your team if your opponent has a Kyurem. So yeah. Next up is Swallow. He bought Swallow last time. I actually don't expect him to bring it this time because it didn't really put in too much work. It just died to Mega Scizor last time we battled. So I don't really expect him to bring it. Plus, I do have Magnezone there. He might bring Specs Heat Wave, but at the same time, that means he'd be locked into that. I could just switch into something. It's pretty predictable to be honest. But he might bring it. Who knows? And finally, Armaldo. I don't expect that thing to come. I don't know. He might bring it. Don't get me. He might bring it. But I do have Mega Scizor. I do have Greninja. I do have Whimsicott, Gliscor, Slowking. It can hit Slowking hard, but I'm gonna hit it hard first, I believe. Maybe Armaldo's slower. I'm not sure. Yeah, and then I just have things for it in Magnezone. So let's get right into the team that I have. First up is Mega Scizor with Substitute, Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, Knockoff. This is the same exact set I brought to our battle last time, except I have a little bit more speed, a little bit less HP, and a little bit more attack. So I just ultimately decreased HP and put some in speed just so that I could outspeed a 4 EV'd speed Suicune after Mega Evolving, and then I just put a little bit more in attack because I wanted to have an odd number of HP. So yeah, this thing, once I Mega Evolve, we can outspeed Suicune. I can sub up on it and live the Scald as long as it's not especially offensive. As long as the Suicune isn't offensive, I will be able to sub up and live the Scald behind the sub, and then proceed to Swords Dance. I also changed Bug Bite to Knockoff because he does have the Deblade, so I just want to be able to actually hit that thing, because I'm pretty sure he's going to bring Deblade just for this Mega Scizor, so I need to have Knockoff there. So that's that. Yeah, that's basically it. Can set up once Sableye Mega Evolved, we can set up on that. Or set up a sub on that. We can set up a sub on Aromatisse as long as it doesn't have HP Fire. We can set up on Uxie as long as it doesn't have Fire Punch. So a lot of different options there. Even Celebi, we can set up on that thing as well. We can probably set up on Armaldo, predicting him to switch or something. So a bunch of different things. Next up, we have our Frozen Ozone Substitute. Shadow Ball, Dragon Pulse, and Flash Cannon, enough speed to outspeed a max speed Crocodile. So we are Life Orb here. We just have the we're just I want to switch into Suicune or Mega Sableye and take a hit and then sub up on them. Either one. I can't set up on the Aromatisse, but I can set up on the Kyurem, the Crocodile, because I'd expect him to switch. I don't have Ice Beam, but I need this coverage to be able to hit his team hard. I need Shadow Ball for the Deblade and the Uxie, well, more so the Deblade. I need Flash Cannon for that Aromatisse, and I need Dragon Pulse because otherwise I won't be able to hit Suicune very hard. So that's that. So I just figured, even if he does bring Crook, he's probably not going to want to stay in on this. So that's that. Another Submon, again, we can set up on Suicune and Mega Sableye, because if you go for sub, your opponent doesn't actually knock off an item, so knockoff is going to do significantly less, so that's that. Next up, again, Substitute. Substitute Greninja, modest, enough speed to outspeed a max speed Crocodile. I don't really feel like I need to try to outspeed a max speed Celebi, because even if he brings Celebi, I don't think he'd bring an offensive Celebi, just saying. He'd probably bring a bulky one, so that's why I have enough speed to outspeed Crocodile. That gives me more EVs to invest in HP, which is needed to be able to live hits from Sableye and Suicune behind the sub. Once I get behind the sub, I can Grass Knot the Suicune, I can Hydro Pump pretty much everything else, and I can Dark Pulse the Blade and the Uxie. I don't have Gunk Shot for that Aromatisse, but to be honest, that's fine. I'm not going to stand on Aromatisse anyway, unless it's low enough to where Hydro Pump kills. So yeah, again, just sub. If you haven't noticed yet, the team concept is just a sub spam over his passive mons, namely the Mega Sableye, the Suicune, the Uxie, and the Aromatisse. So that's what I'm planning to do. So next up is Vizdef Slowking. His name is Callus. Don't know why, it just is. Because, I don't know. Fizdef Slowking, this thing is designed to take on the Talonflame and the Dragalge single-handedly. We have the Assault Vest, so unless that Dragalge is modest choice specs, it can't 2 KOS with Draco because of the -2 special attack preceding. So that's that. We can Power Gem against the Talonflame. It OHKOs the Talonflame. Talonflame cannot 2 KOS with Brave Bird, or at least has a really low chance to, even if he's Shark Beak, because we are Fizdef there. So obviously this thing doesn't have the best matchup against things like the Blade, Crocodile, Suicune, Mega Sableye, but I'm not gonna stay in all those things, you know. Maybe a Crocodile if I have to, I'd stay in and take a knockoff. But like if I'm at full health, I might live that. But you know, I'm not really gonna stay in on those things. I'm just here to click Scald mostly. Shadow Balls just in case I want to predict the Uxie or the Blade. But other than that, you know, I'm just gonna be, you know, clicking Scald or Psyshock against the Dragalge. So yeah, that's that. Next up is Bliss, our Rimscott with lefties. Enough speed to outspeed an Adamant Talonflame because I was checking back in his team builders, and he actually brings max speed, max attack, Adamant Talonflame. But with Prankster, and this amount of speed, we will be able to outspeed an Adamant Talonflame, which is awesome because that ensures that we can get the Memento off with the Prankster, because we do get priority with Prankster. We're going to be able to get the Memento off and cripple that Talonflame so that maybe we can switch into something and sub up on it. So yeah, this thing is here with Moonblast, Giga Drain, Encore, and Memento. Encore's just there, just to be able to Encore Suicune if it wants to call Mind up. We could Encore that thing. So that's cool. Yeah, that's great. So then we can, I don't know what I'm saying. We could Encore Aromatisse maybe. We could Encore, you know, like say I switch into a Draco from Dragalge, we could Encore it into Draco and then start Moonblasting. It's going to take a while to kill that thing because that's such high SPF, but we're eventually going to be able to kill it. So, because whenever the Encore ends, we can just Encore him again. So that'll be great. And only after a few Encores, it'll just run out of Dracos. So I would be forcing a switch there. So last but not least, we have Magnezone substitute with, leftovers with substitute, Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, and Magnet Rise. Basically, we have sub there because he's not going to stay in with Suicune. He's not going to stay in with Mega Sableye, or he might, but we can live anything behind a sub. Same with Uxie and same with Aromatisse. So, and Celebi, again, unless he has HP Fire. But, so we can sub up on like half of his team. Which is really, and the Swallow, because he's not going to stay in with Swallow. So we can sub up on a lot of things on his team. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. No Volt Switch, just because if I go for sub, I'm going to be staying in. So I want to get that analog boosted Thunderbolt / Flash Cannon, whatever it may be. So anyway, that's that. And yeah, Magnet Rise there, because if I sub and he switches into a Scarf Crook, and he goes for Earthquake, breaking my sub, I can Magnet Rise and then force a switch. I'd probably sub again. Seeing how he's probably not going to stay in if I'm Magnet Rise, because that means he can't hit me with EQ. And if he's Scarfed, if I know he's Scarfed, or if I really think he's Scarfed, judging on how he's being playing it or whatever, then I can sub up again because he'd switch because he's locked in the EQ. And since I'm Magnet Rise, he won't be able to hit me. He'd probably switch into some like Talonflame, predicting the Flash Cannon. I'd be able to get a sub up and then kill the Talonflame the next turn with Thunderbolt. So this thing's just here to be a pain in my opponent's side. It can set up on a lot of things. Only thing is that it's slow, so we gotta keep that in mind. Uxie's gonna be able to outspeed it. Suicune's gonna be able to outspeed it. Just a lot of things are gonna be able to outspeed it. The Blade won't, but the Blade does get Shadow Sneak. So that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. The battle will go up tomorrow, because I believe they should be going up Saturday. But that's that. I'm really hoping I can pick up a win, because Sydney Krookodiles, they started this season not too good, but then they've really been hauling, right? Like they've really been doing good these past few weeks, and whoever wins this is honestly gonna have a better chance of making playoffs. So this is a very important battle. So we gotta make sure we're gonna try our best to win it. So anyway, that's gonna be that. Just shout out before I end the video. Shout out to Ryan and Verd. Ryan and Verd for helping me team build this team. Sub spam. Let's hope it comes in clutch. I'm really hoping he brings all four Mega Sableye, Suicune, Uxie, and Ormatisse. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna hope he does because then I can set up on them, no problem with subs and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. I hope to see you guys tomorrow in the battle, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.